I consider myself that I became a sort of collector of video games. It's not, I'm not collecting every Zelda, Pokemon, or Quake game, or whatever. I'm looking for one game in every genre. I have a certain problem with video games sometimes, mainly first person games like this one, Heroes of Monkey Tavern, because I get computer sickness. It's like seasickness, just, from computers. It's something of a motion sickness thing where what your eyes see and what your brain feel is not matching, and it's I strongly think it's related to the frequency of the frame per second thing and that kind of stuff. Anyway, this is a first person dungeon crawler. I played last time with an old paladin group. This is the last level. If I go there up, it will be the last boss. But instead, I want to show you what such a game is. It starts with you are sitting in the tavern and drinking, celebrating, and all that, like like the first Conan movie. And then comes the quester, a kind of shady person, and says, "Well, there is the dungeon, go loot it." And well, it worked for the first Conan movie, so you can actually complain.
A few days ago, they were
I'm skipping this. Now, what I am looking, what you can look in such a game. First is character classes. There is a brief description on the screen. It tells you what kind of armor you can wear. This is somehow not in the manual. This game comes with a manual. This is a 2020 something game. That's rare they get a manual. It tells you what kind of abilities they will gain. We will talk about it. It doesn't mean it can only wait if you pick the barbarian class. The light armor, but the maximum level of armor, what you can wear. The warrior can wear up to heavy. There are 3 type of armor, close, light, and heavy in this. And obviously heavy has the most protection, but close can have kind of sort of more interesting abilities. It's for mages mostly. There are only 2 three caster classes. Rogue is a warrior who specializes in daggers. That's very limiting. Archer can use bows, but you will see why it won't work here. Paladin is like a warrior, but can cast healing spells. Very obviously preferable over the warrior, except its stat distribution. This one is a bit less desirable. At least here the warrior's intelligence is kinda low. You have to spend these leftover points. If you check the leftover points, the priest and the elementalist get 1 less to distribute, and everyone has the same pool. The priest and the elementalist have 1 less compared to the others in total. and the monk has more points because they had to, I guess, balance that the monk can't wear weapons and only wear close armor. It will be a great DPS later on, and that's the difference to barbarian to the warrior. It doesn't get that heavy armor, but it gets the berserk ability, so it can balance it out with DPS and with the two weapons thing. Again, here also the shield will not be that beneficial. It has its uses, but it has more problems than not. And the Elementalist is your real caster, but again, we will see that it's not very good in it. I mean, traditionally speaking, we will just go with this set of... The main thing is to show you the priest and elementalist. I hate that traditionally the healer class is called priest. I want a secularism in the games. I will start with hard, it doesn't matter at the moment. Here, of course, I will dump it to intelligence, that gives you mana. If you don't care about the intelligence part, put your points into dexterity in this one, especially on hard. Actually, I will switch to paladin. Here you can just decide what you want to do with. I suggest you put at least 1 point in intelligence, because there is a group heal spell that will demand a bit more intelligence. There are, every second level you gain a tome that can bump up all your stats by 1. But those are rare, and you want to start casting the group heal preferably as soon as possible, at least as an option. It's not always the best choice. Now, if you want to buy this game, and play it more, play it on normal. On hard, it's very restricting. I mean, you will need pretty much these characters, not the priest. I prefer the monk, but we will go with this one. But yeah, this is the party I suggest. Instead of priest, get monk and just leave the healing to paladin. You don't need the resurrecting, and if your any of your character perishes in a battle, it's important, not from traps, but for battle. Only for battles you get experience point and thus leveling up. You start with 1 and you will get to 10 at the last dungeon. There are 8 levels of dungeons. Then that's it. If you make all of your characters paladins, you can pass. If you make it, select the paladin, barbarian, warrior, monk, at least 2 of them, preferably 3, that will be good for, the playthrough, for balance of your party. Elementalist is... The advantage of the Elementalist is early DPS. I guess it has 100% hit rate, and that helps at the beginning of the game. Later it gets ranged attacks, but this game does not allow you to the traditional dungeon crawling, first person dungeon crawling experience. You won't hit back out, stab back when the monster is finished with its attack, or just back away infinitely. It will punish you, not even with, you know, animation. It will just do a hard hit on your health. Okay, what did I miss? Oh, this one. Barbarian, let's get it. I don't know. This will be a good distribution. You start here. Now you start without weapons. These have spells from the get-go. It's a it's a melee attacking thing. It's better than just fist, and this is just healing. Now let's go a bit, turn around. This is your standard thing, and one of the problem is you have to stick to the wall to get the proper map. That's annoying. You can't just see around, and one of the reasons the archer is not good, one is this is not an open space like in Might and Magic series, and you can only shoot forward. So even if you can see like this would be an empty space and more, you can't shoot from here to this line, you can only shoot head first. That's annoying. Also, if you choose the rogue, you don't have to pump anything into the intelligence. It will instantly have 100% detect everything. I mean traps, secret doors, secret levers, but you have to face the wall for it. And I think you don't need that because you can, and that's not even in the manual, I guess. You can hit space to interact with your surroundings, and the important thing for that here is that after you defeat an enemy, you should always try to make it a one-on-one fight. One-on-two fights are devastating for you. If two monsters are attacking your party, you will die, at least on hard. Now, the thing is, okay, let's just, here is a ladder. You go in. Actually, no, there are two doors, but I know here is a secret thing. This one. This. I push that. Here is a secret door. First weapon goes to whoever. These characters specialized in weapons. The warrior can use any weapon with maximum efficiency. I think the weapon skill influences the hit rate. There is no confirmation in the stat chart, but that's it. It's annoying that there is both the... Now I attacked and I somehow hit myself. That's a first. Okay, that is attacked with my fist and attacked with my hammer. The problem is, of course, you can misclick and there are no short keys for attacking. Like Might and Magic, you could use a bow from very far. You just laid on the attack button and it was like a machine gun. Here you can't do that. So an all archer group would not really work as in other dungeon crawlers. I guess now we go this way. And you know, I knew that you cannot just go away. Here is it. Sometimes you have to find some keys or something that really doesn't change anything. healing potions are very limited, like there are maybe 8 or 10 in the entire game. So if you pick the road, you can map out the place, but there are online already fully marked maps. You should use those for this, especially if you are doing this on hard, because hard is hard in this one. I guess I should have gone the other way around. What's here? And this is why the dungeons are not very complicated, and sometimes this, not in the hole but next to it, is the item. You pick it up. So if you defeat a monster, hit space, because it might have dropped something, and it's very rare that it allows you to pick it up by clicking with the mouse. And you come here. Sometimes these are more interesting puzzles than just levers. Fortunately, there is nothing attacking us here. And see, if I want to use the shield, I can't cast the spell. And of course I can, but then I can't attack. I mean, I can, but the damage of the shield is not very good. So you should keep that in mind and always try to use the weapon class that your class specializes in. I really don't suggest to use the priests. They are pathetic fighters and can't wear good armor. I want to see some traps. Nothing here. Great. No. Sometimes the torch is the indicator that there is something secret here. Otherwise, either this rock or something on this line, the second from the bottom. Those are hard or impossible to spot, but you know, you don't need a dedicated thing. And here we have an enemy. Yeah, a fancy spell. It sometimes gives you some burning or poison damage, but the best thing is the cold spell. The cold spell makes you freeze the enemy for a brief moment. Sometimes, so these doors are closing, so you can't escape. Sometimes you get two enemies in the same room and the locked door. That's very bad. If you have an elementalist, use a cold spell, hit one monster coming out here. Hit it with the cold spell, that will freeze it, the other will move, you move around, you back into this corner, and now you can face them one by one. You don't suffer damage from both. That's key, at least, and especially on hard. If you are doing the All Paladin challenge, that's even more complicated, but can be done. I had done it. Now let's find some threads. threats are mostly either fireball spells. Yes, it is. This torch is not like the other torches. Where is a torch? There. See, it stands. Okay, this is not one, whatever. The point is, this is a bit not standing straight, so you click on it. It's weird that it turns even more and not goes back straight. You get some stuff. Some of these things have description and they are not bad. I'm sorry that not everything has. By the way, you can't go back to the town to sell your stuff. You couldn't even buy anything with it. Anyway, there is no shop in the game, but you won't run out of space even if you hoard everything. You see, that was a trap. It actually says something is out of place if you don't rush through the whole thing, and here is even a skeleton thingy just as marker that here is something. So the game is very fair in that regard, but the hard is very hard. You can't use any class you can, and even the elementalist is very limited in what it can do, and basically the whole game is just stand in melee range and hit attack, 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 heal, attack, 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 heal. That's not the most exciting design. I'm looking for more. This one has the race, the class, the stats, but I expected more variation in the abilities. But I was actually exciting that this wasn't just a step in, hit it, back out, wait until the attack animation ends, step back, and just cheese through the whole game with it. The difference between like a might and magic or something like that and this one is that this is restricted in one or a couple of dungeons. It's fixed, everything is fixed, but here it's too much strength if you have the meta knowledge where is what happens in a certain level of the dungeon. It would be preferable if you had more variety in ability and you could just go in blind, and if I bumped into a stronger monster, then I bumped into a stronger monster, let's solve it. But it was fine, and it didn't cost much, so